Good morning. We're going to have a look at the Altberg Kven cold wet weather boot. So a bit of an unboxing today. So these came into us about a week ago. So the Nardvik and the Kven are both sort of cold wet weather boots. So there you can see it. I'll do the same sort of format again. I'll just explain a little bit what Altberg have got to say about it, and then you'll obviously get a pretty good idea what it's about. I know quite a few of you will ask, well, what's the difference between the Nardvik and the Kven? And, you know, I'll try and explain a couple of it. There's not a massive amount of difference between the two. This one's a little bit lighter, but anyway, we'll go into it. So I've spoke before about how Altberg have most of their boots independently tested by Satchers. So they will go through and do various anti-static, anti-slip, and lots of other kind of testing for British standards to get them certified for various things. This boot is no different, so it's got various certifications. So cold wet weather boot, high leg combat para boot, high liability specification on this boot. So the RRP is 24999. I think the boots go from like a size 6, I think it is. Yeah, they go from size 6 up to 14, including the half sizes. It's made on the A form last, which we spoke before about, which is a sculptured athletic fit. And it comes in MOD brown, so there's no other colours. This boot is a lightweight boot for combat activities in terrain conditions where increased lower limb, ankle and foot support is required. As you can see, it's quite high, although it's still very flexible here, but you've actually got the support. And the way in which the leather is moulded around and is designed, you'll see you've got really good torsional flex sideways and forwards and back, and which will still give you your ankle support but give you some flex as well. So high leg with non-lock paralacing. Okay, so this is clips on here and obviously non-lock as well, so it hasn't got anything in there that will lock the lace in place. So the height is about 21 to 22 centimeters on a size 8, which is measured from the ground upwards to the top of the boot. They continue with the same Defender traction sole unit, okay, which is a slip resistant with shock absorbing micro mid layer. I've spoke before about these sole units, and you can see the kind of advantages over previous sole units. Okay, temperature lining Sympatex. So it's a 4-layer military grade breathable and water resistant membrane. Obviously, we spoke again about Sympatex and why they use Sympatex over any other material and the advantages of that. Now the certification, the BSEN is 20342 2012. There's also increased flame resistance. They've got various videos which you can see for that. Increased closed heel fitting and ankle support. So we've said that about the heel cup before. There's actually a heel cup in there which locks your heel into place. Okay, so on here they're going sizes 4 to 14, not 6 to 14. So I'm presuming that's a made to order thing. Now this will be a factory stock boot, so it's something that will be readily available. So it's not something that you'd hopefully have to pre-order. They use the upper is a 2.4 to 2.6 mil full grain amphibio leather, which is a water repellent to a military grade of 100,000 flexes in water. Now I actually saw the machine, I did some research about this machine that actually flexes it, or does it, so it fits on and it's doing this flexing in the water. It's pretty good actually. It'll give you an idea of how they do it. So 100,000 flexes. So the lining we've spoke about before is a Sympatex. The midsole is a Triflex Warrior 2 to 3 season, good flex with torsional control, individually graded to each size. That's quite important actually. So if you imagine every size is, the midsole is independent to that size. So rather than having, midsoles that say cover between 6 and 8, this is individual size midsoles. The sole unit we spoke about, Defender high traction sole unit, excellent uphill traction and downhill braking. Okay, so this is where some of the certifications come in. So the slip resistance high level SRC slip resistance is down to ISO EN 20345 2012, which I mentioned. The anti-static, there's another one which I won't go into, but there's an oil resistance one and also a shock absorption to heal. So there's various certifications there that you can go and have a look if you want to. Now the weight of this boot on a size 9 is approximately 815 grams, which is about 15 grams lighter than the Narvik. Okay, we spoke about the height is about 21 to 22 centimeters on a size 8, and the footbed they use is their normal air grid insole, which obviously they try and go for zero moisture repellent. The things that I looked at straight away is the rand which goes around the bottom of the boot on the Kven is not quite as high as on the Narvik. Okay, so the Narvik is a little higher. Again, I think it's a really good looking boot. Fantastic for the hills. If you need a lightweight boot to go up on those hills and you know, have that confidence that you've actually got support on your ankles, you've obviously got some protection from the weather as well. They're never going to turn around and say something's 100% waterproof. You just can't do that. But at least you know you're going to get a lot of help and protection from that. So I think it's a really good looking boot. I think it will certainly be an improvement on some of the other boots that are out there. This one obviously being lighter weight, obviously the better flex that we spoke about. And when you're carrying sort of heavy loads over long periods of time, that's where you do really notice a difference in the weight. So I hope you like it. We'll have them in stock. Well, we've got them in stock now, and we'll continue to do that as well. So yeah, go and check it out, have a little look for yourselves. Hopefully you can see that we just put a GoPro above, so you'll actually be able to see something a little bit closer up with a bit of luck. So yeah, so that's the Altberg Kven, and it's another great addition to the cold wet weather boots. So as always, thanks for watching. If you don't subscribe, please, if you can subscribe, thumbs up. We're just trying to grow the channel as best we can and get some more boots in and some more military products for you to, and outdoor products for you to have a look at. And yeah, hope that helps. See you later. Bye bye.